What's up, folks? Welcome back. This is your favorite coding element here. I hope you're doing good because I'm not doing bad myself. Today, I just worked on a few scripts and yeah, they're just awesome to just start a game. So they're over here. These are the scripts I worked on, and if you get to know these scripts well and get to know the concept, you're like set to start any game. Like literally, if you want to make a game like Fortnite, you just pop on the script and like it's amazing. So I'm just gonna teach you what every command does and explain what it does. It is extremely easy, no complex commands at all, and you can use this for the game we are making too. So yeah, let's hop in without any ado. After doing everything and using all the scripts over here, this is how it all will work. Now you can look around and all the stuff. This is not very important. I'm going to show other scripts than this because look around is not that important at all. You can just make your own easily. Now WASD is the movement, and there is the normal movement, there is the sprint, there is the crouch. You just move slowly and you can add animations to make that crouch go down, up, and jumping. It's like this. You can just go like this. And I also added a wall jump. You can go like this and jump. So wall jump also works. And there is a death trigger over here. If you touch this, you are just dead. Yeah, that's what it means. So now I'm just going to start with all the scripts line by line. Now just create a script in Unity and name it movement. This is going to be our script. It just looks big. There is nothing so complicated. Open the script. And this is how the script is. Now you just remove all the voids and just remove the starting commands over here and then start with the script. This is the script. I have pasted the whole script in the description and I have also given the link to my GitHub account. You can check it out there too. Now I'm going to start explaining every single line. Now here we have written something called as public float speed. I hope you know what these all are, and if you don't, public means that option will be shown in Unity. Like for example, I'm gonna go to the player, that's the place where the script is attached to. In here, the speed, the float is attached, the sprint is attached. Now for instance, I just change this to private, which I just delete it and it becomes private. I save it and go over here. The speed is gone. We don't want that. We need that command to be in the start so we can change it to whatever we want while testing the game. So let this be over here, and this is technically what all the floats are. This is the sprint, the speed of sprint, and this is the jump force, and this is the jump. I'm going to explain what they all are, and this is just a little bit different from all the others. Public vector 3 jump. What does this do? It just tells the game the direction in which the jump force should be exerted. Yeah, that's very simple, right? And this is the crouch, it's just the reduced speed, and this is the wall jump force, just like jump force, and this is the wall jump vector, just like the jump vector. This is the booleans is grounded. Now, if you just spam space key, it just goes on jumping. You don't want that. So you need to have a certain boolean to that. And that boolean is the object is touching the ground. And in the wall jump thing, you need to have the object is hitting the ground. Now we are going to go to the void start, and before that you just need to call the rigid body component. I have just shortened the rigid body to RB over here, and in the void start we have told the Unity what RB is. RB is get component rigid body. If I have mentioned RB anywhere in the script, you need to receive the component rigid body from the Unity's game object. It's very simple. And now what is jump? Jump is a new vector. We are creating a new vector over here because there is already a vector over here and just can't call that vector over here. So the vector is 0.0 floats, 2.0 floats, and 0.0 floats. Now for jump, you just can't jump to the left or right. You need to jump to the top. So I have mentioned 2.0 floats over here. The similar way I have also did it for wall jump. It's just I changed the jump to wall jump over here. It's not that complicated, very simple. And now we are going to go to the another void. Void on collision state. What this does is if the character is doing this, then stay. Just start this. And involve collision exist. If the character is not doing this, then stop it. And in that we have placed the is grounded boolean is equal to true and is hitting wall, and over here just the opposite. False, false. And now we are going to go to the main and big part. Void update. Here is the movement script. What are we doing here? If input.get key code.w, if I press W, then perform this command. What is the command? Transform dot position plus is equal to vector 3 dot forward multiplied by speed multiplied by time dot delta time. This sounds very complicated, but it is not at all. What we need to do is, if this is pressed, then transform the position of the player plus is equal to, which means greater than equal to vector 3 dot forward, the forward movement, and this will be multiplied by speed, which makes your player move in this speed consistently, and this will be multiplied by time dot delta time. This is just once per second, but why should we use it? Like once per frame, it's 10 floats. Then if I have a PC having 1000 frames per second, I'm just giving an example. If I have a PC with 1000 frames per second, my object just goes brrrr. But if you have a PC like it's a potato or something, it runs in like 1 FPS, your object is extremely slow. To make that not happen, this time dot delta time is used. This is just what you need to paste for all the W, A, S and D movements. Now in between I place the sprint movements. What I just did was like add and then input.getKey code .r. If we are pressing W and with that we are pressing the key R, perform this command. Now this is the symbol for and. You use it when you want to add anything with one object. So that's it. And here the command is, you just replace the speed with sprint because the sprint is faster than speed as mentioned over here, 12.0 Fs. So that's it. Now you just copy and paste this whole thing and just change the W to A to S, S to D, simple. Now we are going to go to the jump. Jump is also just extremely simple. Look, this is all the script you need. What is over here? If input.keycode.space and is grounded. If you are pressing space and the object is on the ground, then perform this. rb.add force jump multiplied by jump force mode.impulse is grounded is equal to false. What is this? We are calling the rigid body as mentioned over here. Rigid body RB. This is RB, right? Now that's what we are doing here. We are calling the rigid body, and what the rigid body is doing is adding a force to the game object. The force can be anything. Now the force is jump multiplied by jump force. What was the jump? It was the y-axis change. The 2.0 floats y-axis change, which is multiplied by the jump force. This is the force the game object will move in. Like when you press space, you need to move up and move higher. That's what this is saying, and we have put a comma. With this, the force mode will be impulse. Like you can make the force mode be impulse like boom, suddenly, or make it like a continuous random motion or like a steady motion. You can do anything like that in rigid body. The rigid body is such an awesome thing. Like you can do anything. I would suggest you rigid body more than character controller because it's simple, it's amazing. Yeah, that's it. And is grounded is equal to false. Why I have mentioned it here? Because after doing this, the is grounded needs to be false because you can just spam space key and fly like God. Now the next one is crouch. The crouch is also extremely simple. You just replace the W with left control and change the speed to crouch. That's it. And this is the wall jump. This is also extremely simple. You just replace this with another key and is hitting wall instead of is grounded. And also I have mentioned is grounded too over here. Why? The object needs to hit the ground to jump first and then hit the wall. You can't just hit the wall without even jumping. That does not make it a wall jump. That's why I have mentioned is grounded and is hitting wall. I just mentioned the key code dot space for the wall jump too. And now we are just doing the same thing we did to the jump. We just replace the jump with wall jump and jump force to wall jump force, and the force mode will also be impulse. After this, the is grounded will be equal to false. And look, I have missed something. Is hitting wall is equal to false. Yep, I corrected the script. I will correct this too in the GitHub. So yeah, before I upload this video, this will also be corrected. And that's it. The movement script is extremely simple. And oh wait, the engine is typing something by itself. What is it? Subscribe. Oh, it's telling us to subscribe. So please do it, mate. It's gonna help a lot. And it was not the engine, it was me. But yeah, it was a nice way to tell it. Just save this and head back to Unity and your movement script is ready. After doing the movement script, we are going to do another script called as the CameraFollow. What is the CameraFollow? It's in the name itself. It makes the camera follow the player. Now I also said that you can just attach the camera to the player, but if you rotate the player, the camera rotates, which does not look a lot beautiful, and I personally don't want that. So I'm gonna use this script. So you just delete the starting stuff and all the voids and just start with this public transform player. Look, there is a difference between this transform and this transform. This transform is a game object and this transform is transforming something, changing something. And our transform or game object will be player. We need to place the player to know the position of the player in this command. Void update, and here we have written transform the position and all the random things. What is this? Transform the position of the camera. We haven't mentioned the camera because the script is in the camera itself, and the position of the camera will be equal to the player's transform.position. That's it. Nothing else, man. Literally nothing else. This is the camera follow script, and this makes the camera follow your player. For the next script, I created a new scene because there is a lot of changes in the hierarchy and the project panel. The next script we are going to do is the death trigger script. The script is very simple and you just need to follow simple steps to create this. First, create a new game object, which will be the cube, and rename it as the respawn trigger. I'm going to give you some time to do this. Yeah, of course you're going to pause the video to do it. I hope you finished it. And yep, now we are going to move this over here equal to the y of this whole thing. Yeah, I did it in Pro Builder, so that's the issue. I'm gonna move this and make it a little bit bigger. You can make it however big you want according to your platform. And yes, that's going to be my death zone. And if I touch this, I'm going to die. An extremely simple concept, but an extremely helpful component for a game. Going to position this like this. Yep, that's perfect. And I'm just going to add a simple material to it so that I can differentiate it and not just see a bright thing. It's going to hurt my eye too. So yes, I added a material to this. And now we are going to create another empty game object called as the respawn point. We are going to go to the player, copy component over here, go to the respawn point and paste component values. Now the position of the respawn point is equal to that of the player. We're going to move this a little bit above. That's gonna be enough. Okay, I'm gonna do it one tick more. Yes, that's gonna be enough. And now we need to make sure that our player is tagged as player. If you have done it, good. If you have not, then do it now. And that's enough. Now create a new script called as death trigger and open it. This is just the script. Delete all the stuff above and all the voids. And here is what we are doing. Serialize this field. It just means public in a short way. That doesn't matter a lot. And that will be transform player. I explained what the difference between this transform and this transform is. Do that for a new transform as player and a new transform as respawn point. And then we are creating a new void over here. Void on trigger enter. If anything is triggered, then open this void. And the void will be collider.other, which means whatever touches this, that will be reset to the place of the player as we did. And what the command is player.transform.position is equal to respawn point.transform.position. The position of the player will be equal to respawn point's position. If this happens, this will occur. That's it. Just save this and go back. Start the game. And if you try it now, it won't work for you. You know why? Because most of the time your box collider is not is trigger. You need to turn this on and then start. Okay, never mind. I got to know why it was not working because I didn't even place the script. Never mind. I'm going to place it in the death trigger. And now I'm going to place the player over here, the respawn point over here, and then start. It's gonna work. Look, it's working. Amazing, helpful, and extremely easy. I don't think you know anything more easy than this. And now we are going to hop on to the next script. The next script will be an impulse script. I have named it an impulse wall because I was supposed to use it on a wall, but it is messed up. I'm going to show you how to use it on any of these blocks. So the script is also extremely simple. You just need to add it to a block. That's it. It's over here. Now the script will be this. What is this? There are many new words in this. It is simple. Range 100 to 10,000. You saw something over here. Let me go back to the cube. You seeing this, right? If I move this, 10,000, 100. That's what it is. The range of that scroll thing will be 100 to 10,000. That's gonna help because you can drag and change the stuff. And we are gonna make a public float called as bounce height. You already know what the floats and all are. So yes, now we are going to create the on collision enter and collision. Any collision on that will activate this on collision enter void. Don't get offended. I also call it as collision. Yes, okay. And now we are going to take a look at the script. Game object bouncer is equal to collision.game object. Look, there is another G not capitalized and G capitalized. This is a game object and this will be the collider's game object. That's the difference. And if the game object will be the bouncer, which is equal to collision.game object. If any object crashes that, this will be activated. I have not mentioned rigid body RB or anything over here because I just need to mention it once. So I have mentioned it with the script. Rigid body RB is equal to bouncer.getComponent rigid body. That rigid body should receive the component for the bouncer, which will be our cube, and that's it in this line. And RB.add force vector 3.up multiplied by bounce height. What we're doing here is telling the rigid body to add force in the up direction multiplied by the bounce height. And this will be activated when our guy collides with the cube. And save the script and go start the game. Look, he jumps higher and slowly the jump goes down because it doesn't go down because your rigid body applies the same thing. If you want it to go down, there are always different scripts. When you do the on collision, you can keep a boolean to it, which makes if it touches, I'm going to stop the script and show it to you. We are going to create a boolean over here, and if this occurs, then bouncing is equal to false. This is going to get disabled, and then you need to do another command again. Then change this public float bounce heights number to 600. You can create many floats like this, so it's not an extremely complicated thing, you know. So yeah, those are the only scripts over here. I'm going to make a separate video on the mouse look video because I don't know anything more complicated than this. Like, literally. I'm going to show you the script once. What in the world are these words are going to be your reaction on first time saying it? Like, it was mine too. I was like, no, I don't want this. Yeah, literally. So yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like the video, share it, and all the YouTube stuff, you know what to do. If you like it, like it. If you don't, dislike it. Just watch my videos and learn new stuff. Peace.